Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today is a thrift with me at Salvation Army. I usually combine the two stores that I do because they're fairly close together, but today I'm just posting one and then I'm combining it with footage from another store that's not Salvation Army. I found something really amazing, and so I was filming a little in that store just because I'm vlogging, but I decided to take all the vlog footage that I filmed in there and show you what I found because it's pretty amazing. So I thought that little apple pie made from felt was very 90s because it was filled with potpourri. This cactus was quite weird. They kind of had fall Halloween things at the front of the store. They didn't really have a ton of Halloween stuff, but I saw this magazine and this was giving me very like 90s vibes, but I think it was 2003 is what it said, so close enough. But I don't know, I think because it's the Salvation Army, maybe that would like make sense why maybe they wouldn't have a lot of Halloween stuff, like because it's religious, I don't know. But I never really focus too much on the teacup section because I just feel like it's always kind of the same, but I did see these two figures here that I don't think I've seen there before. I did think this little teapot and the cream and sugar was pretty cute though. Not exactly my style though, but and then something caught my eye, and it's this vintage cookie jar, which this is actually the same store that I found the like vintage boot shoe cookie jar. So I was kind of shocked to see like another one similar. It definitely had similar coloring. This one is not in like the greatest of shape, but like on the very top part of the lid, the bunny, some of the paint has come off, but I think this is really adorable. I do think it's funny that this one is in way worse shape than the other one I bought, and this one's $20, and I got the other one for $10. But actually I noticed that like prices on quite a few things were a little bit more. So anyway, I kind of briefly stopped there to confer with John about that. I didn't have a basket or anything with me either. So then I went back to filming. I thought this like popcorn bowl was cute too. And it had another little bowl or cup inside. I think on the bottom of it said 79. So I don't know if that's like the year. I wasn't convinced this was vintage until then, and I was like, oh, maybe it is. I did leave this behind, even though I liked it because I really don't need it. And then on the opposite side, I noticed a lot of cute things. I really, so there's some cute planters, but I really liked this. I think it's supposed to be for like chips and salsa. I just thought it was really cute and very like festive, but I definitely don't need it. I'm so tempted sometimes, but then I'm like, no, remember how much you have at home. So, yes, and there was a lot of cat things I noticed, but this is kind of when I started noticing the price of things being like kind of high. So normally like sets of things would probably just have one price, but I noticed that they each were individually priced, which I thought was different. this is definitely old too. I didn't see a price on this at all. There was like a crack in it as well, but you can tell it's been like well loved. But I liked that, but I didn't need it. I would have maybe picked it up for reselling had there been a price that I deemed appropriate. I thought this would be an interesting like souvenir to give to someone. It looks like maybe 70s or earlier. But yeah, then I got to the top and I saw these two Siamese cats, which I love so much. Marley and her sister are actually part Siamese, and but I noticed these were priced individually as well, like $7 a piece, so it's like $14 for the two of them, which I think is kind of high. So I thought this little bank was cute too, but I feel like this would have been $5 previously. So I don't know, maybe they're just catching on that you can sell things for more or get more money, but I don't know, it's just weird. And then I saw one of these boxes with like the mirror bottom. I love these so much. I used to have one, but it broke. I was considering getting that, but I was trying to think about where I would put it and what I would put in it, and ultimately I couldn't think of anything, so I did just leave it there. But seeing it again kind of makes me want it. And then I noticed these weird like stands in here, which I've never seen before. It's like obviously new merchandise, so I don't know, I thought that was strange, but maybe somebody donated it. And then they did have some more Halloween things on this bookshelf, and then I noticed on top like there was a boo bucket. This is like a newer boo bucket. I think these ones came with stickers that you could put on it, but if you've been here since last year, you know how hard I was like hunting for boo buckets. I think McDonald's released some this year too, or is releasing them, but they're like really lame looking. I wish they could just like remake the original ones from the 80s that everybody loves. But yeah, I thought these dishes were very interesting looking, but then I also noticed that all of the dishes, like normally they would just price it all together for the whole set, but it seems like all of the dishes were individually priced, which I thought was really odd. I don't know. I think it would end up costing a lot. Not that they were priced at a lot, but if you add up all the pieces, I don't know. I find dishes sit for a long time in thrift stores too, so pricing it all as one lot is an easy way to like get rid of them all at once, but I don't know. I just thought it was really interesting. I don't remember them doing that before. So yeah, but I did kind of like them. And then these ones were sort of similar. I really liked the coloration, I guess, of both sets. Kind of has that 70s feel to it. I have no idea how old they are. I don't think I've ever seen these before. But I liked these ones better than the other ones, but and then I noticed this, which I thought looked like a Corelle plate, and it was a Corelle plate. I don't think I've ever seen this pattern before. I'm sure someone out there knows the name of it, but usually the design is kind of around the edge, or at least most of the time. So I thought it was very different looking. Look, kind of had a 90s feel to it. So these very colorful stoneware. I kind of like when the stoneware is like not the traditional kind of earth tones, browns and things. I don't think I've seen this one before, but same thing, they were priced individually. It's very weird. think I see this Tupperware grater like every single thrift store I go to. It's like one of the most common pieces I feel like I see of Tupperware. They had it kind of changed around a little bit. I don't think I had been in here in a couple of months, which is unusual for me to go that long. I loved these. These are definitely not vintage, but I loved these little, it's like an ice cream bowl, but it's shaped like a cone. I thought that was cute. I think that they would be cuter if they were made to look vintage, like vintage coloring. So then I noticed this Wilton cake decorating book. It was actually hardcover and it was quite thick. I have I think I have like 2 or 3, but they're smaller and they're not hardcovers. But I resisted buying that. At first I was thinking, oh, I should get that. But then I reminded myself of how I really feel about the amount of cookbooks I have, because I basically have no more storage for more, which is funny because I do end up getting a vintage cookbook in this video. I'm just remembering now. I don't show myself finding it because I found it at the very end after I had stopped filming. Yeah, I don't have a place for it, but I felt like I had to get it. Anyway, there was a lot of like vintage things that were still in the box. Not necessarily that they were new, but I like that it says it's not included. So I'm wondering if it like came from someone's like estate or something. But also it just really speaks to how people really took care of their things in the past and would like keep the box and put things away when they weren't using them. I don't know. I'm not really sure, like this. Oh, I spotted some geese back there. Of course, but I'm not really sure. The thing says olives, a little long tray, so I'm assuming that's what that's for, but I'm not sure about the bigger shaker. Like, it just seems very large for salt or pepper. And then, of course, there was that like food warmer thing still in the box. I actually have the same one, but it's a bigger size that my grandma had given me. She got it for like a gift and never ever used it, but she kept it because that's just how people were if someone gave them something. I think she just had it in her attic. But yeah, I kept seeing a lot. And then up here we've got that. And then I noticed this ice cream maker, which was so cool. I was really thinking I should get this, but also thinking like, where am I going to keep it? How often am I going to use it? It kind of looked very 70s to me, so then John actually lifted it down so I could look at it. But when I was a kid, I used to want an ice cream maker so bad. It's like this inside joke in my family because my grandma actually got one for Christmas one year. And like just right in front of everyone, I was like, you got my ice cream maker. And she actually didn't even keep it. She like took it back and got something different because she's like, I'm never going to use that. But I did leave the ice cream maker there, but it was a very cool thing to see. I did end up seeing a date on the side, and it was from 1985, so I was close. I also noticed up in the corner there was a coffee maker in the box. Kind of looked 80s, maybe early 90s. I was trying to get it out to see, but it was just too much. There's like, this is where the coffee makers came to die, because wow, this is the most I've ever seen in this store, I think. That's definitely one of the most common appliances though that you see, and seem to actually be a lot of appliances like toasters, crock pots, and then they have this whole other shelf as well that had a lot of kind of appliances on it, so they're very well stocked in appliances. I think this may have been here the last time we were here, so if that's the case, it's been here a while, but we had something very similar when I was growing up, and so whenever I see it, it kind of gives me that nostalgic feeling, but I would not want to buy and use this. I also had lots of corn flour dishes here. I don't know. I mean, I guess they're okay. I don't really get so much the hype about them though, because they still make them, so you can like easily get them. So sometimes I find they're overpriced. Okay, so I did end up getting the cookie jar for $20. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it or if I'm going to sell it. I haven't looked it up or anything, so I guess, I don't know. I feel like this cookie jar is very kind of woodland, would go really well with like mushroom things, like for displaying, which I have a lot of mushroom stuff, so I'm like leaning towards keeping it, but I'm not sure. I'm just gonna think about it, get it cleaned up because it's quite dirty, but you can see I kind of focused in a little on the rabbit. I don't know, I think even the fact that he's missing some paint, it kind of adds character to it, so I don't really mind. But I might end up just deciding not to keep it and then just try to sell it. I guess if I can sell it and at least get my money back is probably a determining factor as well, but I haven't looked it up. And so here is the cookbook that I got. Believe it or not, I feel like this is the vintage cookbook that is in everyone's kitchen. Like even people who don't collect vintage cookbooks, but maybe have a vintage kitchen or like inspired kitchen. Believe it or not, this is the very first time I believe I've ever seen this in all the thrifting that I do. It's possible I have seen it, or maybe I hadn't noticed it. But it wasn't high on my list of priorities either, so maybe I have seen it and I just didn't really notice because I wasn't looking for it. And I wasn't exactly looking for it this time either, but it is in amazing condition, like almost brand new. I don't think I've ever seen, especially this binder style, in that good of condition. It was very shocking, and yeah, I was like, well, maybe this is a sign that I should get it. I don't know if they were always in the binder style, but I think this one's from 76, but I do have to say that I do really like the binder style cookbooks. So we're gonna have to make some room for that. So yeah, but I am really happy I found it. I believe it was only a couple of dollars too, so yeah. And then John found these. We use these with our tube TVs, and I have 2 of them set up to tube TVs, but we do have some other tube TVs, so we just got them. I think they were $1. And then I did end up getting the smaller one. I just thought, well, if I don't end up using it or wanting it, I could probably always sell it in the future. It was only $10, which wasn't bad. When I opened it up, it looks like it may never have been used. It still has all the papers inside, and it looks to be in really great condition, but I've been wanting to use my grandma's, so maybe sometime over the holidays I'll get them out and use them. I don't know. Alright, so now I was just out vlogging, and I wasn't planning on filming a thrift with me in here or anything, so I just filmed a little bit in here because I thought I would put it in the vlog. We've been here before. I think I have filmed one in here. If I can find it, I will link it below. I did notice they had this Scooby-Doo like complete series in this van case. I thought that was really cute. The reason that we came in here, I just wanted to come in real quick and look at their TV shows because they have a ton in here, and I collect, like I've been collecting physical media like TV shows, so that's why I wanted to run in because we were really close to it. I noticed that they had a bunch of, I'm not sure what they're called, but I know a lot of people collect them. But I noticed that they had a Rosie. I loved the Jetsons when I was a kid. That was one of my favorite cartoons. So I was showing John that, but he was over here looking at video game stuff, I think, and he was telling me, showing me a character, but I didn't know what he was talking about. when I was in here previously, probably when I recorded that video, I had seen some burner covers, like vintage burner covers that were still new in the package, and I had been thinking about them ever since. And so I came over to this aisle first before going to the TV shows, just so that I could look and see, like I kind of remembered the area they were in. I saw this really good quality basket, which I was tempted to get, but I really don't need it for anything, but it was such good quality. So yeah, I came over just to see if I could find them, if they were still there or not. I noticed that this, and then I looked up and saw this genie glass in outstanding condition for $20. Where I live in Canada, I've never seen them for lower than like 80 to 100, and that's for like the brown and green colors. If it's like blue, it's probably 150. So I was freaking out that it was only $20. Unfortunately, they did not have the burner covers, or not that I could find anyway, but I was majorly distracted by the time I found that. But then I did see, I believe this is Federal glass. I was trying to look, but the reflection of the light always like blinds me from being able to see. But I believe it's Federal. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's the circus bowl set, which is super cute. I don't think I've ever seen this before, like in the wild. But I think they wanted $70 for all of that, which I think that's a pretty good price for that. But this purse, I think, was here the last time I was here too. I shared a photo of it on Instagram. But they have a lot of records and a lot of CDs. I've actually been thinking about collecting CDs again. Like, I listen to Spotify a lot, but I was thinking it would be cool to have CDs again. I don't know. But I think I would only get CDs that like I like and would listen to the whole CD. So, but they did have this big Christmas section, so I decided to film that too. And that's when I started to think, well, maybe I should put this in a thrifting video, because I've been thrifting a lot and it'll take up a lot of room in the vlog. So I decided to just look at the Christmas stuff. I wasn't looking to buy anything. At this point, I was just happy that I had found the genie glass. So I had gone and talked to John about it, and then I came back and filmed this. I did see this vintage piece here, and I wasn't looking to buy anything, but I was tempted to get this. I did leave it there, but this was $5. This is like the latch hook, rug hook. I forget what it's called, but I have that kit that I haven't started yet. But this is very like, this gives me like childhood nostalgia for Christmas. But I did leave it there because I was trying to think of like where I would put it if I did get it, and I couldn't think of somewhere. So it's like, you know what? That will make someone else happy. But I was happy to see it and happy to record it, and then maybe it will give someone else some nostalgic feels too. This is almost like an antique mall vibes, like it's different people that have different kind of sections, and back there is where I wanted to go look at TV shows, but it's not all vintage, but there is a lot of cool vintage things in here as well, so I do kind of like coming here. But anyway, I did end up looking at the TV shows, and then we left, but I cannot believe I got this for $20. So this will be my third one, and actually the first one I got, I can't remember how much it was, but it was missing the top. I think like I just found it in a thrift store, and I didn't even realize it was genie glass until like later, because it didn't have the top on it. And then I got another green one that I actually found in a thrift store for $6.99 or $7.99. And I think that was just a weird fluke of them not knowing what it was and it just getting put out and me just being there at the right time. But that one is great, but it's nowhere near as good of condition as that one. Like, I'm still so shocked. My goal was to get like one of each color, but when I was looking up how much they cost, like to show John, I saw that like the pink and the purple had like recently sold on eBay for like over $500 a piece. I was like, yeah, I'm probably never gonna find that, because I don't know, I would be happy to find something in a thrift store, but to pay that much money for one decor piece, I don't see myself doing that. But anyway, I just wanted to share that. I'm so happy that I found it. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I did film at the other Salvation Army, so I'll probably post that on Thursday. But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again soon.